There are ways to make RESTful endpoints good, and there are ways to make RESTful endpoints freaking great. One way of making REST endpoints great is by implementing something called HATEOAS. HATEOAS stands for Hypermedia as the engine of application state. I have no idea who is in charge of these naming conventions, but in simple terms, HATEOAS is making APIs self-descriptive and meaningful to users. This means instead of making your users go through like a ton of documentation on how to use your API endpoints, the API itself provides navigation links in the response that allows the user to discover available actions already to them. So in this video, we're going to be implementing HATEOAS into a FASTAPI application to make your endpoint go from good to great. If you're new to the channel, I'm Eric Roby, a software engineer with over a decade of experience, and I've helped over 100,000 developers learn and grow within their craft. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into code. All right, so to start, we're going to go over this library project and see what we already have. So we're going to have our main.py file, which just starts a FASTAPI application. We have a couple controllers, which is to fetch all the books, get a single book, be able to check out a book or return a book. We have our services, which does all the business logic, including pagination, which means like you can only show like 10 books out of all 50 at a time. And there's like different pages and you can select how many pages render at a single time. And then we have our model, which is simply a book and paginated response. If we look at our application, we can see it's pretty simple. We have this get books. We say we're on page 1 and we want to execute 10. We get 10 books. There's 50 books total. And we're on page 1. We're showing 10. If we go to like page 3 of 10, it's going to show the 21 through 30, still total 50, but we're going to be on page 3 now in size 10. And pagination is a really common concept that you want to implement in a lot of your APIs. Then we have our get book ID, where we can just pass an ID, get a single book. It's going to tell you if it's available or not based on has it been checked out or checked in. And then we have the ability to check out a book and return a book. Now, this application is not connected to a database. Our database is simply a list which just creates 50 books with an ID of 1 through 50, and it's kind of going to go back and forth, whether it's available or not, and the author is just going to be like author 1, author 2, title is going to be book 1, book 2. So what we can do now is just really start implementing HATEOAS into our application. Now, there's a couple principles that we want to implement, and that's being able to get the absolute full path of each link. And then we want to make sure that everything is documented, right? So we want to be able to say, hey, if we're searching by all the books, each book has the ID or the link that references itself. It's telling us what the endpoint is, how you can check it out, or how you can return it. And then there's going to be links for the pagination at the end, which tells you how to get to the first page, how to get to the last page, how to get to the next page or the previous page. It's really good stuff. It makes APIs so self-explanatory for the business that is consuming it. Now, the very first thing we need to do to be able to fetch the absolute path for each link is we need to pass in the request from FASTAPI. So we need to say that, hey, we are going to be passing in the full request from each of our items, and we're going to get this request from our FASTAPI. We then want to create a base URL. Now, this base URL, which equals like get base URL, where we pass in our request. This is what's going to fetch and get our entire URL every single time. And to do this, I'm just going to add some code right under our router that is get base URL, which consumes a request, a FASTAPI request, and then we're returning the scheme and the net location. So it's going to be like HTTP or HTTPS : and then for our standpoint, it's going to be like localhost with our port of 8000, but it would be whatever the URL is that you have for your application. And then once we get our base URL, we're going to just want to pass it into our books service. Now, inside our get books, we need to now also grab our base URL, which is going to be of type string with a page of integer and a size of integer. And now what we want to do in this code is create these models that are going to hold all of our links for our pagination. So if we jump into our models real quick, right above this, I want to say we want to create a new link. Now the link href is what's going to be the reference that it needs to be able to fetch itself. So if it's like a book and we're going to say like this has an ID of 1, it's how we can fetch that individual book. The relationship is going to be like who it's for. It's going to be for itself. The method's going to be a get, and then we can name the title of what this link is going to be for. And we need to make sure that we import optional above. Now, this is going to be for every single individual book. We also want to make a list for the collection of our pagination. So right under this, we can say link collection. This is going to be self of the collection, which is going to be our /books, which fetches all of the books for our pagination. It's going to have the next for our next item of our pagination, our previous, our first, and our last. We then want to add one more right here, which is our books links, which has a self, a collection of links, a checkout, and a return book. So these are all really, really important for what we need for implementing href. So now we just need to implement these links in these models themselves. So inside our books, we can just add this links of our optional book links. And inside our pagination response, we can add this links collection. All right, awesome stuff. Now let's go back into our services. And what we want to do here is add quite a bit of code. I'll kind of go over what all this is doing here in a second. So what we want to do is highlight all of this, and I'm going to add some code in, and I'll kind of go over what this is doing. But we want to make sure that we import link, books link, and then just for future reference, we're going to add in our links collection. And then under all this, I'm just going to import ceiling, and I'll kind of go over what that means here in a second. So what's happening here is we are getting our pagination, and we're getting our total number of our books and the selected indexes that the user wants to see. Now our total pages with the ceiling means kind of like round up. So if the number is like 55, we don't want to show 5.5 pages. We just want to round up to 6, and our 6th page will just only have 5 elements inside. So then what we're going to need to do is create links for each book in our paginated results. So we can say for book in our paginated books, and then we want our book links to equal our new book links, where we're going to have our self link and our collection of links. So if I kind of show you what this would look like, before we just kind of dive into code, if we go over here now and we say we want to fetch our books, we can see that's going to have an ID, a title, and author, and is available like we had before. But now it's going to have links, which is going to have the self link, which is how you can reference this book itself. So it's going to have a books and ID of 1, or the relationship is to itself. Method is a get, and the book title is book 1. Now our collection is going to be our href, where we can go back to this exact endpoint of our pagination, which is going to be a relationship to the collection of books, which method is going to be get, and then our title is going to be all the books. There is no checkout API endpoint, and that's because it's not available. So you can't check out a book that's not available. But what you can do is return a book, and it tells you how you can return a book. Now, we have Swagger, so we can see these endpoints. In production APIs, they don't have access to Swagger, right? They need to just rely on either A, documentation, but also HATEOAS. When you're dealing with these APIs, you can see exactly what the next endpoint will be if you want to call these themselves. And it's going to happen for every single book. So book 2 is available. So we're going to show a checkout endpoint, but the return book is going to be null because the book can't be checked out. So it just tells us so much information about this book. And if we go all the way to the bottom, our pagination now has links where it's going to be like, what is the current page? Well, this is the endpoint that we currently passed in to get the exact current page. The next would be a new page, which is going to show a new items of 10. We're going to have a relationship of next page. Previous doesn't exist because we are on the first page, and then it shows you what the first page and the last page are. So if we come up here and we say like, hey, we want this to be like page 3, but we only want to show 5 elements at a time. Well, now it's going to show even more pages where it's going to say, hey, I'm on page 3, the size is 5. And now if we wanted to go to the last page, it's going to be page 10 because the size is only 5. And now we can go to the first page and our previous page and next page and all that kind of stuff. Everything is so unbelievably organized. And HATEOAS is something that you want to implement in your API endpoints when external users are using them. So if you have a library, right? And, Kindle might need access to your books and see if they're able to be checked out. There's other apps that allow you to check out books through them. There's so much we need to do for businesses to be able to consume your endpoints. So with that, let's go ahead and just kind of go over the code. So what we're doing here is we're just kind of looking through all the books for each book in the paginated book. So these are the books that the user is going to get. We add the links. So we're going to be using our base URL with the endpoint relationship and in the title. If the book is available, we're going to add a checkout link. If the book is not available, then we're going to add a return link. We're just going to assign the links for that book. And then for pagination, we're going to create all of this information, and then we can say the next and the previous based on the page that the user is on. And then we're going to return that paginated response with everything inside. Now we're going to want to do something super similar for the other books as well, right? So we're going to want to make sure that we pass in a request here for the get book. We're going to want to make sure that we get the base URL, and then we want to make sure that we pass this base URL in with the book. We now can jump to our get book code, where we're really essentially going to be doing the exact same thing. We need to make sure we consume that base URL, which is of type string. We're just going to find the specific book. We're going to model dump everything into a dictionary. We're going to grab and do the exact same thing that we did up here with our books list. So in the future, you might want to make these functions a little bit more dry. But essentially, we're just making these book lists. We're checking if the book's available or not, and then adding links, whether you can return or check out again. And then we're assigning the links to the book. So now if we come back here and I'm going to refresh. If we say we want to get out book 4, here we can see ID of 4 is available, how you can reference that book, the collection, how you can get all the books, checking out, and then the returning. You can't return it because it's currently not checked out. Now for checking out and returning a book, I'm just going to kind of add this code in right here. All I changed was we're fetching the base URL again, we're passing in the request, and then we're passing it inside here. And then in our services for checkout and return book, we're essentially going to be doing the same exact thing here, where we're just going to be fetching the book and then grabbing the links and then setting it inside. And we're just kind of showing you how to check out and check in books. So if we go back to our code here and we refresh and we say, hey, we want to check in book 1, I believe was checked out to start. Nope. So check book 2. If we want to check out book 2, we can see that it was successful. The book was successfully checked out, how you can get your book, how you can fetch all books, and how you can return the book. And then if we follow that endpoint to the return book, we can see right here that we can return the book successfully. Now, this is a really good principle right here following HATEOAS. Now, another thing that is really, really popular when following these principles is to have some kind of profile endpoint that just tells the user what the application is about. So I'm just going to copy and paste this real quick so we can just create another router. I'm going to call this profile router. And really what this just means is we can get information, so profile about APIs. We need to make sure that we import that inside here. So we can say profile router. We are going to just recreate that here. And now inside our controllers, we can create 2 more endpoints that just give the user so much information about what we're creating here. So we need to create 2 more endpoints, right? So the first endpoint can just be a simple root page that just tells the user what these endpoints are about. So for example, we can make this say appprofilerouter.get, where our response model is going to be a dictionary and any. And then we're going to say what the URL is, and then we can print everything to the user itself. So we can say this is Book Library API with the version 1.0, and here's the links to our application. So let's go ahead and just import what it's asking for. Go. So now if we run our application and we go back to our browser and we just go to the root, we can see right here, it tells us about the information where we have our root path, how we can call our books, how we can access docs if available. And then we have this profile. Now, profile will tell you a little bit more information, but we don't have that created yet. So right here, we could just say at profile router. And inside here, we can say /profile, where we're returning a dictionary, where the resources are going to be books, which represents a book in the library. The properties of a book is ID, title, author, and is available. And then the operations for this book is checkout and return. So if we come back here now and we refresh and we're like, hey, we want to check out a new profile, we can now see what all these endpoints are about. So we have the root, we have our profile, And then we have our books. And sometimes you'll want the profile to be like actually in this endpoint itself. If you have like multiple, so it might be like books APIs, and you might have, users, and these profiles will kind of tell you what it's about. So maybe you'd want profile moved inside books API. But overall, HATEOAS is very popular principles for implementing into your API endpoints. So everything is self-documented, and you can just follow along and know exactly what endpoint to call, because users might not have access to Swagger. Swagger is usually a development platform. It's usually not in production. So you might really want to dive in and implement HATEOAS into your applications. So I hope you learned something new, and I'll see you in the next video.